What is up,
Start the fucking
Bucs
show.
Nation? It is November 16th, 2023. You're watching The Loose Cannons. I'm your boy Sam. We're hanging out with Poppy Latte, who's crying, Stank Bastard, and of course, a guest of honor, Dr. Pless of Real Bucs Talk. Welcome to the show. Before we get started, those of you who are new, hit the subscribe button, and those of you who have been here, hit the like button. Please, we love the likes and we love the comments. And if you are listening to this on audio platforms, please don't forget to leave us a rating on iTunes or Spotify or whatever you listen to us on. Guys, we are going to the San Francisco 49ers. We faced them last year in the Bay. We got our asses handed to us. Same team with some extra pieces. Plus, you've seen what this team can do. Do the Bucs have a fighting chance in this game?
Yeah, they have a chance. And first of all, that was a great intro. Love it. That was probably my favorite intro of all time on this show. That was great.
That's terrible, though.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they have a chance every week. I mean, it's any given Sunday for a reason. It's a week-to-week league. And you're facing a team that, obviously they just dominated Jacksonville. And before that, they came off 3 straight losses to the Browns, Vikings, and Bengals. So, I mean, yeah, they have opportunity to win this game. Is it going to take a lot? Yes. They're going to have to play their best football, no doubt, because 49ers are a playoff team, and the Bucs are going to have to do what they did last week, but then some. They're going to have to play a lot better, cleaner, and just try to get some breaks on their side as well.
I mean, NFL math. We beat the Vikings. The Vikings beat the 49ers. We're going to beat the 49ers. What are we even here to talk about? We're going to dominate them. Listen, we let Brock Purdy have his moment in front of his stupid parents. And that was, I guess it was nice. I don't know. This year is a different fucking story, okay? We've got them figured out. I'm confident for some reason.
I'm with Callie. Callie says if Stank has a chance at getting a hot wife, crazier shit happens. I mean, there's a chance.
Yeah, my wife is super smoking hot, Callie. What do you got, bro? A burrito? What the fuck are you fucking at night?
What?
A burrito? Wait, what?
And the chaos has begun.
I mean, it doesn't even make sense. Usually there's like a segue to it. It doesn't even add up at this point.
He came at me in the chat.
He doesn't like you. Not a lot of people think you're smart. Not a lot of people think you're smart.
That was a shitty comeback. I'm embarrassed for you for that comeback. Like, I feel like Sammer's big brother should
That comeback was awesome.
Shit. You talk shit really bad. Really bad.
Did you just assume what? Now only brown people can eat burritos? That's fucking crazy that you just said that, Cali Bucks.
All right,
wow.
Listen. I'm gonna just move on. Plus, you said we have a chance. Okay, so let's start on the defensive side of the ball. What do the Bucs have to do defensively to stop a team that's got basically guys every week they just take turns and who's going to beat you and who's going to exploit you and who's going to just make you look foolish. One week it's Kittle, one week it's Debo who's back now, and they have Trent, by the way, on the offensive line who's back, which is a major reason they were losing those games. And they've got Ayuk, they've got CMC, and Brock Purdy seems to make the right play all the time. How does a Bucs defense that just got decimated by the C.J. Stroud-led Texans and then bounce back against a Levi team and the Titans, how do they beat a team like this? What do they got to do defensively to stop this team?
Yeah, it's a tall challenge. I mean, you have to be aggressive. First of all, you have to find ways to limit Christian McCaffrey, and that's not easy. It's tough for any team that's going up against them. They have probably one of the best schemes to work with. I mean, Kyle Shanahan just has it down to a T. They have players that fit it perfectly. I mean, to run the screen plays with Debo Samuel, George Kittle over the middle who can make plays all over the field, and then Christian McCaffrey that can go out and just catch passes and get open. And then you have Ayuk who can separate. He's one of the best as far as route running. So it's a tough challenge. And like you said, you have Brock Purdy who can distribute, play that point guard role, and he does a great job of it. It's kind of what the Buccaneers are trying to get to as far as an offense. They're trying to get to that type of level. I think that's what they're trying to bring in. But again, long way to go from that standpoint. I think the way you beat them is obviously you got to be aggressive. You got to attack that offense with aggression. And you have to find ways to get in the face of Brock Purdy. I think you have to find ways to force turnovers. Again, all of this is easier said than done, but that's the way you have to beat them. So you have to make them one-dimensional, And then you have to find ways to create turnovers, whether that's picks or forced fumbles, whatever you can.
We need a.
Well, I mean, didn't CMC say Devin White was the best linebacker in
I
football?
was just about to say
Yeah,
that.
he just needs to impose his will. That's all.
Well, Devin needs to blitz a lot. I agree. I think that's where he plays his best. Just send him in, utilize him in that aspect, and try to get in the face of Brock Purdy, and then go. Once he gets rid of the football, go gain tackle and run to the ball and try to force turnovers. Levante David.
Did Todd Bowles find his balls last week? Because it looked like he did. It looked like he was like, fuck it. I'm not going down like this. I'm going out.
Little bit
I'm
different
going out
offense
aggressively
this week, though, man.
Yeah,
it is. It's a different beast. I mean, San Francisco will know how to attack, and they know how to set things up. They know how to pass. They can run. So they're more balanced than a Tennessee Titans offense. So from that aspect, it's going to be a lot tougher. But I hope they continue to play that aggressive style, because I'd rather go down playing your strengths than not playing them at all. I would like to see more man coverage mixed in with your zone coverages to back that up at times, and try to confuse them at all if you can. Brock is one of the smartest quarterbacks in this game, and he plays it at a very high efficient rate. So you just got to hope you can find ways to get turnovers, because that was the key factor in those losses, in the games that they struggled in. They were turning it over, throwing interceptions and stuff like that. So that's going to be key.
I want to see more Yaya. I want to see some more Watts.
Oh, yeah. Those are the future right there. They played really well last week.
You did some breakdowns on them. What are your thoughts on both of them? I'd like to see both of them a lot more. Yeah. Much less of JTS and much. I like Shaq. They can rotate in Shaq. Shaq's a guy. You know what I mean? But I want to see some more. There's something about that number 58. I don't know what it is. Shaq came in. Underrated, low key signing, and fucking sets a sack record. Something about that number. I don't know. It's magical. What are your thoughts on both of those guys? Because you did some film breakdowns on them.
Yeah, Yaya is definitely coming along great. I think he's already really good against the run as far as setting the edge and getting into the backfield. So he's got that part down, and I think he's definitely earned the opportunity to get more snaps than JTS going forward. I think you got to look at it as a platoon almost, where you're rotating these guys in and playing Yaya more exclusively. And I think his pass rush is coming along. He's very powerful, as you guys have seen. He utilizes his bull rush a lot. I think now it's just figuring out those moves to go behind it, where he can disengage a little bit more, get off blocks. And then Watts, I mean, Marquise is more developed as far as a pass rusher. Like, he's got moves. He's got ability to get in with different things. Also has strength for his size. So he's like a bull in a china shop, where he finds ways to get in there into the backfield, disrupt, utilize his speed, but also he's very natural as a linebacker. In addition to that, he can drop into coverage, maybe better than Devin White. I'm just saying. I mean, he just looks very natural as far as dropping back, and he can do a lot of different things for you.
There's a guy I mentioned earlier, Pless, in Kittle,
Mm-hmm.
and this game has me worried about that individual, because I don't necessarily think, like you said, that Devin can be a guy that you can put on him. I don't want to take away Antoine and have Antoine kind of shadowing him. And not to knock on Levante. Levante won't be able to cover him every single time he's matched up on him. Yeah. He's going to get beat. He's a very good playmaker. How can the Bucs kind of mess up the timing? Can they bump him off the line of scrimmage? Can they try to bracket him with a linebacker, or dropping back an outside linebacker to kind of force him to be bracketed between him and Levante, or him and Devin, or him and Antoine? Are there ways to slow that matchup up? Because that's the one that I have circled as the guy that could possibly make our day absolutely terrible.
Yeah, for sure. It's tough, right? Because you have to worry about him, but then you also have to worry about the receivers who, again, you wouldn't mind leaving them on one-on-one coverage. I think, Jamel Dean and Carlton being back, and if they're able to press those guys, I think you're okay with letting that happen. If they get beat, okay, it is what it is. But yeah, George, middle of the field, I think that is something you have to take away, especially for Brock Purdy, who likes to throw over the middle. That's his blanket. It's kind of like that Gronk dynamic with Brady. He likes to get the ball to Kittle, especially in those one-on-one matchups. So Yeah, I think you would have to bracket him, whether that's a safety coming in, playing that robber role, or you find a way to have your edge guys, chip him, try to disrupt him, getting off the line. The hard part is when he goes out wide into the slot. That's where, things could be complicated. So you have to find ways, like you said, to double cover him, whether it's, I guess, an inside safety, taking the inside away. You have the outside guy, force him, force him into that middle of the defense where you can get it congested. But again, they just do such a great job of spacing and scheming it up as well.
Yeah, that's why being aggressive would help to get that timing off.
Yes.
I'm not too worried about it, honestly. Canales said this offense is built to defeat teams like the 49ers and the Eagles. So we're just going to be outscoring them, and the 49ers are going to be trying to keep up. Everybody in the chat's worried. You guys are worried. I'm not at all.
That's what makes me worried, though. You not worried is a massive red flag.
Well, no.
Why?
No, Sam, no. He's not worried because he's already given up. Don't worry.
Oh.
Yeah, he's already given up, so he's like, what? No big deal. I think this is a week, though, Pless, where you got to let it all hang out, bro.
Yeah.
You need a little riverboat bowls. I mean, just for that, go for it. Who fucking cares? What do we have to lose, right? Canales, some of these trick plays that we've tried but haven't successfully, executed. Just go for it, man. Just fucking go for it. Unload the clip. Who fucking cares?
Yeah, I think you definitely have to unleash all your tricks, especially this week. You have to, get into your bag a little bit and be aggressive. If you have the ball, inside their territory and on fourth down, it's like inside the 35. I think you have to go for points. Like you have to go for touchdowns in this game, for sure. Field goals aren't going to get it done, so you have to be aggressive. And I think that's what we talked about last week, right? Being aggressive on both sides of the ball. Passing more on first down to set up things later on in the game. And that's the thing. Like if the offense can figure out a way to give Baker time, this secondary is beatable. That is their weakness.
Oh, yeah.
Front seven, obviously very strong. They have Nick Bosa, and then they're like, well, you know what? We don't have enough pass rushers, so we're just going to trade for Chase Young. That will make it fair. So
plus their backup is Randy Gregory.
Yeah.
And they have another first, Cleveland Farrell, who's a
Cleveland Farrell. Yep.
Like those are their rotational guys. Like,
and then on top of that, Javon Hargrave and Eric Armstead, who are really good. So it's a beast up front, and that's where it starts. So you have to find ways, and I would say, let's run the ball because they have struggled at times, with the run defense. But again, the Bucs we just can't run it properly, and or at least not consistently. So I think you have to start with your strengths. You got to find ways to get the ball to Chris Godwin, find the way, to get Mike involved early on. And then for the love of God, I hope Baker and Trey Palmer can finally connect on some of these plays because they're there. I know he's not the first read, but let's air it out a little bit to Trey Palmer because I think he's getting open downfield.
Listen, I mentioned Randy Gregory. Sorry, Sammer. I mentioned Randy Gregory. I have to be thankful to Randy Gregory ahead of this game and whatever he does. Be thankful because once upon a time the Bucs went to Dallas. When we threw a parade because we went 9-7, and if we beat Dallas, we're in the playoffs, right? That was literally a win and get in. And Randy Gregory just wrecked the game and didn't he have a fumble and took it for a touchdown against Jameis and just went nuts because
that was him.
Dotson was out.
No, it was Lawrence, wasn't it?
That was Lawrence.
Randy Gregory wrecked that game too against our right tackle that was old as hell and had no knees.
That wasn't Randy Gregory.
That was Lawrence.
It was Randy.
I think it was DeMarcus Lawrence.
It was DeMarcus
All the
Lawrence.
above. All the above.
Yeah, it wasn't Gregory because I don't think. Yeah, it wasn't Gregory. I remember because it wasn't him. You can look it up.
Somebody in the chat go look that game
go
up.
Look at it either way.
Whoever it was.
I'm gonna say I'm thankful because if not, if we win, then Jameis is probably still here and Brady never comes, and it's all just kumbaya.
Oh, I got you. I see where you're going with that.
No, all the suffering was worth it. You're right. If that doesn't happen, then we don't get the Super Bowl. It wasn't DeMarcus Ware.
It wasn't DeMarcus
Ware.
No, he was retired. And also, once upon a time, I think it was a rookie. I could be wrong all night. I don't fucking care. I'm starving. Okay, guys, this water it tastes fucking delicious. I could be completely off. But once upon a time, a rookie in number 13, and Mike Glennon went to Pittsburgh and did the fucking impossible. And Vincent Jackson caught a game-winning touchdown. So before we say fuck it, you never know. It's the NFL, man. Any given Sunday. I'm not going into it thinking we're gonna win, but I'm gonna go in with it like, just let my balls out loose and just chill, just watch what happens.
Plus, you saw them mix it up last week on offense with Dave Canales finally figuring out a way to get Mike Evans in the slot.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing. Like brain surgery, apparently. And then getting Chris Godwin and Mike Evans on the same side of the field. Yes. Throwing a screen pass to Rachaad White. How about these things this week? Can we see some of that screen game? Are there ways to exploit these guys who are going to try to get after Baker, obviously, with Chase and with Bosa and the whole crew up front? Are there ways to kind of slow them down with the screen game, extension of the run type plays, things like that? They'll kind of slow things down and not only extend the game or speed the game up for us because we're chewing up clock, but also keep the ball out of their hands, but also get them to slow down and start kind of opening things up for Baker.
Yeah, it's tough with the screen game, right? Because they have, Fred Warner, and then they have Dre Greenlaw, who are probably the best linebacking duo in the league. So it makes it tough because they see everything. They see everything, before the snap. So they're very cerebral, very smart, always in the right spot. But I think, screen game, I think quick passing game is definitely going to be something that they're going to look at. You definitely don't want to hold the ball too long. So I think pocket movement, getting Baker on the rollouts, trying to find ways to get easy completions, that's going to be important. But like you were saying, I mean, Chris and Mike on the same side, I would love to see that more often because those guys need to work off each other. I think you can create separation that way. You can get matchups. You can have opportunities down the field with Mike Evans. We had that last week. He went to Chris Godwin instead, which is fine. You're creating space that way. So that's going to be important that they continue to do things like that, find matchups for Mike and find matchups for Chris to operate and try to be aggressive on these early downs. Like I said last week, you don't have to play for third down. That's the biggest pet peeve I have so far of this offense. They just play for third down continuously. I know you're trying to get that mindset of the run game and trying to build it in there. I know it's a process. But right now, you just don't have the horses in the middle of the offensive line to do that consistently. It's just not there. So I just hope they continue to throw the ball on first down, especially this week.
Thank you, Greg Cruz.
This isn't a...
No. But both of you shamed me. Fuck you, except for Pless. Both of you shamed me. Thank you, Greg Cruz. Here it is, right here, as the year and everything. Randy Gregory's fumble recovery, Dallas Cowboys versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But
that wasn't the guy who dominated.
That's not the guy who dominated us. He might have made that. He made that.
He made that play.
I said Randy Gregory took a touchdown, fumble recovery for a touchdown, and you guys are fucking telling me that's not.
But he wasn't. He wasn't.
I didn't say who dominated the game. I said somebody took a fumble.
2016.
But you did.
What the fuck?
I remember that game. That was when Dotson decided that everyone was allowed to rush his quarterback for
and
free.
DeMarcus Lawrence did go off, but I didn't say go off.
I
said fumble for a touchdown. And we saw all of our hopes and dreams go out the window with.
Let's talk about a game that happened like 6 years ago.
I don't fucking care. Fuck you.
I love it. Only on this show. It's so awesome.
Even though Cali Bucks is stupid, he actually makes a good point. Canales does know this 49ers team. If he knows any defense, like I'm assuming they stayed up night after night after night trying to figure out how to beat San Fran. So he should come in with a master game plan right here. The 49ers don't have to do anything crazy, right? They can rush four, they can sit back, play coverage, put pressure naturally like our old Tampa 2 used to do, and just make us make plays. We don't have receivers that get separation, but we can out physical corners and allow Mike and Chris to do what they do best. You know who's kind of heating up lately? Quietly? Okay, Otten, right? What does Baker call him? No swag, Cade. Let that guy continue to eat. You got to feature these guys and continue to throw the ball to Rachaad. Continue to feature Rachaad. Make those linebackers cover Rachaad. Make them, get out there with a guy that's just a natural pass catcher, because I think he's a mismatch against most linebackers. So that should be the game plan. I don't think we're going to be able to run the fucking ball, and I really do hope we go for their throats early and continue to pressure throughout the game like we did last game.
Sammer, did he just say we should like feature Cade Otten against Greenlaw?
I didn't say feature Cade. I said feature Rachaad.
Greenlaw
and utilize Cade.
Fred Warner.
Because Cade is heating up.
I know Cade makes plays when the ball's thrown to him, and he tends to catch the ball. He's not breaking tackles and breaking the game open, but he's also an absolutely horrible blocker. He is so bad at blocking. It's just unreal. Like, you can't put him on the field. I know,
did I say you run behind Cade? No, I didn't say that, did I?
But when they put him on the field, they're going to ask him to block, and he's not good at it. And so, like, I understand
he's our number one tight end. He's going to be on the field quite a bit.
Hey, Callie Buck said it. Sammy said heating up, question mark. You mean warming up, bitch?
He's like lukewarm at best, honestly. I don't even know what you're talking about heating up.
Like a warm pass.
But you said that we can't run the ball, Stank, and I wanted to get Pless's thoughts on this. They have those guys in Bosa and in Chase, and I doubt they're going to have those guys ramming their heads against the wall facing Tristan Wirfs and maybe even Luke Gedeke to an extent. How are they going to – I'm afraid of how they're going to move them around to let them get better matchups on our guys inside. I don't expect Mock to be able to handle either of those two guys. I don't expect Hainsey or Stinney, regardless of who starts at that left guard spot, to be able to handle these guys. And I'm afraid of how they're going to be able to get exotic and have fun with those.
Wait, did Chase Young all of a sudden become a good player again? Because as far as I know,
he's still a trash can. He's still faster than those three guys, especially if he's coming off games up front. He'll exploit us.
Cody's built to face guys like that. Cody gets overpowered by these big oversized DTs because he's a tackle. But Tristan ain't gonna have any of Bosa.
I asked Pless, by the way.
Okay, Pless can answer.
We asked the actual expert on this show.
I asked somebody who watches. I don't think you've even watched a 49ers game.
Nope.
Oh man, too funny. Yeah, I mean the Niners inside, like we talked about it before the show. I mean, Javon Hargrave is ridiculous. Like, he's having a great year. He's a great pass rusher, but also against the run, just getting into the backfield is an issue. It's going to be an issue for the Buccaneers. So, yeah, finding ways to be diverse in your run game. You know, I like the little toss play they had last week against the Titans. I think, stuff like that would be a solid move for them. But again, it's mixing those things up, trying to run counters out of the shotgun with your run game. So you have to find ways to get them moving one way and try to go back the other way. It's tough because they're so fast and how they move, especially the linebackers. So getting guys to their linebackers is going to be the big issue. So yeah, running is going to be tough sledding. So that's why you gotta throw early. You got to get these 2nd and 4s, 2nd and 3s. And that's where you could run the football. Like, if you want to run it, do it on those downs instead of being in 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9. Then you're just asking for trouble, which is 3rd and long, and it's not going to be good. It's not going to be. Yeah. It's not going to be for your best interests.
I was going to add to Stank's point. Chase Young does tend to overextend himself in an effort to make plays.
Right.
And so when you can take advantage of him in the screen game on his side of the field, or counters like you're talking about, or bootlegs around his end where he's already crashed, things of that nature. But still, you've got the ability to move him inside, and he's a mismatch on either of our three guys inside, which is what I'm afraid of. And that's not even talking about Bosa, who's an absolute monster.
Oh, yeah. I'm not worried about Chase. Chase, he talks a lot, bumps a lot of gums. I want Tom. Tom.
But Latte, it's more or less the guys around him that are going to make him so much better, in my opinion. If we're worried about Bosa, he's going to slide right in. He can make a tackle if it's in front of him. That's the thing, and they can get creative. But it's time for the Bucs to. They really have nothing left to. They have nothing to lose here, right? If they lose this game, hey, they lost to a far superior team, right? And if they win this game, holy shit, they have really nothing to lose here.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Trigger, you don't want me a left guard, Trigger. Not me. I'm down 15 pounds, bro. You do not want me. No.
I was just gonna say one more thing. Like, you face the Eagles. As far as their defensive line and the Bucs offensive line, I thought did a very good job in that game. So at least you have that experience to lean on going into this matchup. Again, another tough task facing that Niners front seven, but at least they know they can do it. Like they have the ability to match up against these guys as a 5-man unit. And maybe they can bring that, type of game because they're going to need it. They're going to have to be physical at the point of attack. That's where the 49ers beat us last year. They were just so much more physical than us at both sides of the ball, and it really took it to us. So that's what I'm mainly looking for in this game is like being competitive, finding a way to keep it close, and maybe at the end of the game you can find a way to, pull one out.
Canales says it best, man. He says it all the time. Plus, said it in his opening press conference, has reminded us about it, and people said it in the chat, and it all kind of ties in together. Anybody has a punter's chance. So you know what, Canales? Throw fucking haymakers, bro. Throw haymakers all day. Got nothing.
I think what he's been telling us this entire time, Latte, when he says punter's chance, is that Camarda is going to have a set of plays for this game.
I love it.
Oh, he says punters. It's not puncher's chance. It's punter's chance. Oh,
he says punter's chance, right? So
like it.
What I'm hearing is that we're finally going to unleash our best offensive weapon. No offense to Mike Evans, right? But Camarda's been ridiculous this year. So I don't mind seeing him.
Camarda was a trash can at the end of the last game. I don't know what you're talking about.
Speaking of trash can, look at your camera.
Yeah. How about that?
What's wrong with that? Oh, hey.
You have not had very good luck with trash talk tonight, buddy.
No, at all.
Hilarious.
Now you look
because
he forgot what he was going to say.
Was out of focus when I was talking about the trash can that Camarda was at the end of the game. What the fuck was he doing last week?
What are you talking about? What do you do that hurt your feelings? When we won 20-6.
Did you not see the terrible punts at the end of the last game? What was he?
The game that we won 20-6.
I mean, he's not gonna.
But you can't give him credit for it.
He's not gonna be perfect.
He tried to let them back in the game.
Okay, yeah.
Guy's one of the top 3 punters in the league.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't even know what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
What's this guy talking about?
But I like Sammer.
You don't know what we're talking about.
Go ahead, Sammer said, I would love to see Camarda get the ball and run.
What's going on?
Plus, please continue. I don't know what Stank is doing.
No, I just agree with Sammer. I hope we're aggressive on if there's 4th down situations and like Camarda can run or throw. I would love to see it.
Bro, he's a 4-4 guy. He's a 4-4 guy. Fake the punt, just fucking run it, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey, how are you going to stop a running back who has 3 legs? I mean, what are you talking? He's going to churn one out, dude.
I've heard rumors.
Literally churn one out.
Hey, he showers separately.
I mean,
he makes everyone uncomfortable.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard not to notice his bulge there. I mean, it's just sticking out.
So. Look at that. Even Plus is talking about it. Yeah. I love it. Oh, man. All right.
Hit the buzzer,
Where do
dum-dum.
I find that breakdown, Plus? Where do I find that breakdown on Real Quick Talk?
Hey, hit the buzzer.
Hit the buzzer. Stank.
Oh.
You have Scott Jacks with the $4.99 super chat says, you guys are great. I watched the doc, too. It's like hanging out with my friends. Been a Buck fan since Leroy. Now Baker's there. Thanks for the fun. You're welcome, Scott. We love to have fun.
Greg DeCruz said, did Stanker do mushrooms before this podcast? No.
That's just
I wish we could say yes. I wish we could say yes. We cannot. All right, boys. Last segment of the show tonight is our score predictions and our pick 6 competition. We'll start with you, Pless. Score prediction for this Sunday's game.
Niners. Yeah, I think it's going to be obviously a much closer game than last year. I think the Bucs will be competitive. So I have the Niners winning. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be 28-21. So I think it'll be a competitive game, but Niners are just going to be too much in the end, unfortunately.
Latte.
It's an illness. It's an illness we all have. I have Bucs fever. I never pick against the Bucs. I can't do it. It makes me sick to my stomach. So Pless can look at things objectively, and I'm not going to judge him for it because that's what he does. He looks at film, guys. But me, I'm a fan. That means fanatical. Going Bucs. 24-21. McLovin gets a game-winning field goal. Breaks Purdy's fucking heart and his stupid parents, like Stank says. And we walk off victorious. I mean, literally, just fucking... You raid the field. Camarda's hanging. It's just going to be beautiful. Beautiful.
All right. Stanker.
Yeah, I think the 49ers are in for a rude awakening.
Now I'm worried. Now I'm worried with my pick.
Now my stomach hurts, dude. Oh,
no, I kind of feel like this team found a little something last week. It's called confidence, guys. I think they found a little something. I think they're going to come out swinging this game. It's not going to be a rollover, like everybody in the world, including most Bucs fans, feel like it's going to be. I think we're going to come out and make this a tough game. It's going to be an old-fashioned NFC slug match. I'm going to say 16-13 Bucs. We catch them with the end of the game field goal, and it will surprise everybody because This division's all of a sudden back in our reach again, and fuck the Saints, and let's get this W, baby. Let's fucking do it.
I hate to break it to you, the division was never out of reach. Just
yes,
division.
It was slipping away, and all of a sudden we're right back in there.
I agree with you guys. I'm on it. I'm all in on the Bucs, baby. We got this. I think they pull off a miraculous game-winning touchdown that they have to go for 2 just to be safe on, and they win this game 22-19.
Who gets the touchdown?
It'll be a touchdown pass to Trey Palmer. Trey Palmer wins the game with a reception in the end zone, boys. Game-winning touchdown. They go for 2. They get the 2-pointer. They win 22-19. They hold the Niners to 1 touchdown and a whole crap load of field goals, which is exactly what they need to do, which is bend, don't break, stop them in the red zone when it matters most, holding the field goals, and convert when you have a chance on offense. That's my prediction. And it's going to be parades galore upon their return. We're going to meet them at the airport. It's going to be the celebration of a lifetime, boys.
If this actually happens, I'm telling you right now, the Cannons are driving down to the Light household, the compound, and we're jumping in the fucking pool.
Okay.
Jumping in the pool!
Now we're talking. Now we're talking. All right. For those of you who joined us last week, we have officially collaborated with the Fully Loaded podcast on their Pick 6 competition, where you guys get to pick 6 random games that our producer on that show has chosen. You pick against us. Whoever ends up having the best record wins their choice of a PS5, an Xbox X Series, or a Nintendo Switch. This week's games are the Cowboys, 10.5-point favorites at the Panthers. We'll start with you, Pless.
Yeah, Cowboys. That's easy.
All right. Latte? Panthers? Cowboys?
Bro, come on. They made the wrong. Hey, thank you, Panthers, for picking fucking Bryce, by the way, and not CJ.
Oh my God, it's so bad.
I appreciate that.
Stanker, you want the Panthers?
No, Dallas. Fuck them.
All right.
Fuck the Panthers.
I agree. I'm going with Cowboys.
Do we get an opportunity to win this PS5 as well? Or
Yeah.
No.
How did we do
They
last week?
they have to do better than us.
Why am I participating? I want to win a PS5.
So we don't have to give a PS5 to anybody.
Oh, got you. That makes sense.
That's
yeah.
how.
Okay.
Yeah, this is great competition.
That's incentive. Okay.
Yeah. Steelers at Browns. Browns favored by 4 somehow.
Steelers.
Okay. Latte?
I know the Browns are starting DCJ or whatever his name is, that rookie, but their defense is playing at an elite level. They're at home. Myles Garrett, they're just dumb, and I just don't believe in Kenny Pickett. I'm sorry. So I'm going Browns. I think they pulled it off with the run game and the defense.
Wow. Thank you.
Steelers.
Okay. Bears
Are you picking?
No, I already picked on the full loader, so I don't want to double up. So the Lions are favored against the Bears, 9.5-point favorites at home. Lions, Bears, plus.
Lions. That's another easy one.
Just speak for all of us. Move on. Lions.
Yeah, everyone says Lions.
Lions.
All right. Chargers favored by 3, visiting the Packers. This is a good one.
Chargers. They just have more offense. Packers won't be able to keep up.
Okay.
Charges.
Stanker.
San Diego.
Okay.
Love it.
Cardinals at Texans. Texans 4-point favorites.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I mean, Kyler Murray coming back, so I want to pick the Cardinals, but I think C.J. Stroud is just rolling right now, and I think they'll win this one.
Latte.
If it was in Arizona, I feel what Plus is saying, because Kyler, it was his first game back, but you could see the explosiveness. It was like, oh shit, Kyler's back. But because it's in Houston and Stroud, I believe, is undefeated or doing really good at home.
Yes.
I'm gonna ride the hot hand, and I'm gonna say Houston as well.
Stanker.
Arizona.
Jake,
Yeah.
you think Jake Plummer can pull it off?
I think Kurt Warner, he's had a good season so far.
I love it.
And even Larry's getting old, but Bruce Arians is a great coach, dude. I think Arizona ends up winning that game.
What about home?
He didn't coach Kurt Warner, dude. Come on, man.
What? What are you talking about?
What about the receiver, the one that broke his jaw, the one that played at Florida State? Oh, fuck, I always remember his name.
Oh, Anquan Bolden, bro.
Anquan Bolden?
Pick up Anquan Bolden. Everybody right now.
Fantasy.
You need a receiver in fantasy?
Go get
Pick
him.
him up.
Anquan Bolden. You think Debo Samuel is Anquan was the original.
Yeah.
That guy, bro.
Yeah.
He was that guy. And I hate
stronger.
all Florida State people except
Was sick.
pretty fucking good.
Love me some Anquan. Last one. Dolphins favored by 12.5 at home against the Raiders. Plus.
Dolphins.
Oh man, what about the interim head coach magic? Is that going out the window now?
Yeah.
Latte. I'm assuming
Listen,
Dolphins.
I like Stanks like smiling. You said interim coach. I want to do it because it's Cinderella. They're all jacked up and they've come out swinging. They have different game plan. Looks phenomenal. I'm going Dolphins. That's not no. Too much. Too much.
Bro,
The Raiders have found a little something right now.
Oh, God.
They found a little something.
Just like the Bucs.
Put
Stank
it on.
wants to give away a PS5.
He does.
Put it on Oakland. Oakland by whatever the spread is. Yeah, Oakland, San Diego. We're all those are winners. Lock them in.
Wow.
What?
All right. So
I might get canceled. I don't call the Washington Commanders to the Commanders, and I don't care. I never will. For the Redskins.
Well, you're brown. You could just kind of get away with it, honestly. You could be Native American. I don't even know about it. You might have a little bit Native American in you. Who knows?
Dumbest thing ever. Commanders.
Fuck you, Roscoe Hash, and your Yankees. We don't like the Yankees here, bro. It's a Tampa podcast.
No,
Get shit out of here.
No, we don't. Hey, Roscoe, good job on the 4-1-1. Those of you who don't know what we're talking about, you have, I think that's to the end of this week to get in, because otherwise you're going to be too far behind to catch up. It's on the Discord in the link in the comment, or not the comment, in the description of this video. Remember, you cannot share the games publicly or in the Discord. You go ahead and DM Hank in the Discord chat your picks, and he will update everybody on their scores and their records as the weeks go on. Thank you for joining us, Plus. And for those of you who have watched out there, make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button if you are new, and don't forget to leave us a rating if you are listening to us on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you listen. And before we go, Plus, let people know where they can find more of you and your big brain.
Yeah, check us out at Real Bucs Talk. Myself and my co-host Mark Ramirez, we put out great content weekly. So be sure to hit the subscribe button if you aren't subscribed to that channel. So yeah, always a great time. And guys, appreciate you guys letting me come on. And also, I hope me picking against the Bucs continues to work, because I picked against them last week. We won, so hopefully that works this week.
Yep.
Summer, where are you watching the game, brother?
Brother.
Brother.
We'll talk about that off the air. Maybe I'll come hang out.
You might have to come to my house because I just got the thumbs up. If we win, we're jumping in the fucking pool. I'm just
Hell. All right, cool. I'll see you guys in Tampa. And as always, fuck Steve Young.
Welcome to Tampa Bay.